Hello, hello. I will get started in 1 second. Hello, PowerPoint Gaming. Go ahead and get started. I am Andrea Reynolds. I am a 5th grade teacher. That song is a clue. I am Andrea Reynolds. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. I'm representing my team social studies today. I'm all about social studies. That is my passion, and I love modifying it for English language learners and gifted learners. So I try to give strategies to help with that. Real quickly, tonight there is a blab show. This is our weekly blab show. We normally do it around 9 o'clock, but there's a TPT town hall meeting thing. So I'm just doing a real quick addition from 9:30 to 10, a helpline. Bring your questions, whatever you need help with. And I tweeted it out at runitrunnels. So look for that. You can pop in or you can help answer questions, any kind of issues that people are having. Well, I wanted to how I introduced the Roaring 20s because there's a website that I love that is really for pop culture, but I have incorporated into social studies. Last week we started the Roaring 20s. And as an introduction to it, what I did is I had the kids draw a circle map in their, I just had them do it on a piece of paper. A circle map, you just write the topic in the middle, and on the outside looks like a donut. You just brainstorm whatever you can about the topic. And see, here's the kiddos' samples. So what I had them do, this was a preview. So you could do this for a preview for any lesson. I pulled a picture from the website imdb.com. I pulled this picture. Go down, scroll down. Okay, of course it's not cooperating. Okay, so I pulled this picture off imdb.com. Now, I would not, these are copyrighted pictures because it's from The Great Gatsby. So we're not going to be putting this on a product or anything like that. For classroom use, it's fine. So I had that song on. I had a song from Great Gatsby on. And then I put it on for about 2 or 3 minutes. So this was the intro. Here it is right here. This is what I did. I put this song on. I had them look at the picture, and I had them write down what they observed in the picture and what they heard in the song. And you can see what the kids wrote down. Dance party, trumpets, and people, fun. The song is fast, happy. This was the very first day. Happiness, gangsters, different time periods, new music, pop culture. And then, after they did that, I had them look at this book. We have this series of Cornerstone books. They're really good books. We don't ever use a textbook, but we have these for a bunch of different topics. I know our library has them. And I had the kids look through and write down like 5 questions they had about the time period. Because they weren't going to be writing down anything they'd learned yet because we were just introducing it. And the pictures definitely make for some interesting questions. A lot of them were like, why were people standing on an airplane? Or why was the Ku Klux Klan in here? Or, who are these people? So that's what we did for an introduction. So that's something you could do for any social studies topic. You could start with a circle map, a picture, and find a song that represents it. Here is imdb.com right here. I use this all the time to find out like who's in what movie. You can look up any movie, any show, any actor, and find out who is in it. So all I did was search for The Great Gatsby. Now I use movie trailers a lot too, but this one, and you have to watch the movie trailer. Even if you watched it the year before, I learned this lesson the hard way. You have to watch the whole trailer because if not, you never know what's going to pop up. So of course there's 2 different versions of Gatsby, but this one is just amazing. The movie trailer is not appropriate because there's, it focuses so much on the love story part of it, of the Roaring 20s. That's not really what we're studying about in 5th grade. We're studying about, the pop culture and some important people. So all I did is I went to the photos and I pulled a still shot from the photos. So you could do that for, if you find a movie for any time period you're studying, you could do that. You could I just cut and pasted the picture, and like I said, they're copyrighted, so I was just using it for classroom use, and I happened to have already bought the soundtrack, so I had that already in my iTunes to use. So I love using IMDb. I use it all the time. It stands for International Movie Database. You can look up any actor, and you could just search if you weren't sure if there were any movies about your topic. You could just search for a topic and movies would pop up. And they have an awesome app too. I use it all the time. And then I gave my kids Picture Dictionary. I have these for all of my topics, and this is their study guide. They have to draw a picture, write a short definition in their own words, and a sentence, and they keep those in their notebook. And that was before we started the choice boards. I talked about my choice boards yesterday, and I'm going to show you this amazing mentor text in 1 second. I posted this yesterday, and for right now, it's only $1.50 since it's the first 24 hours. And it has, this is what my kids were doing when I periscoped on yesterday morning. Oh, I can show you this version of it. This is what it is. They have different, I printed on red paper. And the kids had almost all week to work on this. So a lot of it incorporates writing, and only a little bit of it is craftivity, because they don't even know they're having fun when they're doing these writing things. So if you study the Roaring Twenties, that's in my store for $1.50. And this, I have to show you this book. It is like the most amazing book. I have not returned it to the library, and I don't want to return it. This Ella Fitzgerald. I have never seen this book before. It's floating around in my library, and actually, we check out stacks of books like to use for accelerated reader for AR, and it happened to be in another class's book because I teach 3 different classes, and it was just floating around on one of my tables, and eventually I was like, let me pick this up because we're talking about the 30s, and I mean the 20s and 30s, and then I had decided to put Ella Fitzgerald and Amelia Earhart on the Picture Dictionary because our important people we have to know are all men, and I want to make sure we talk about women of diversity especially. And so this book, it is amazing. It is one of the best books I've ever read. I'm going to order it off Amazon. It has figurative language out the wazoo, and the way it's told is so amazing. It's really good for voice and for descriptive writing, because how the author does it is the author does it like it's about, musical track instead of just chapters. And then this cat is telling the story of Ella Fitzgerald. And the way the illustrations are done is like an Art Deco style. And you can learn a really awesome lesson about Ella Fitzgerald starting with nothing and then making her way. So even if you don't teach Ella Fitzgerald, this book would be amazing for Black History Month or Women's History Month or any time for mentor text. And I read it out loud to all 3 of my 5th grade classes. This book would definitely be appropriate for I'd say 2nd grade and up. And then, like right here, our kids are talking about voice and show it, don't tell it. Where it says knees knocking, teeth clacking, a wannabe with a stomach full of butterflies. I asked them, what does that mean? How was she feeling? And they're like, oh, she was anxious. So that was amazing. And there's so much figurative language. They talk about her flying away and somebody taking her under his wing. Like, okay, that's idiom. That means like being a role model. And it's just, I just cannot say enough amazing things about this book. And I just love the illustrations and the whole Art Deco. It talks about Benny Goodman and Battle of the Bands, and I made connections. I was like, it's kind of like a rap battle, because some of them know about that. So I highly, and we talked about Andrew Carnegie with Turn of the Century, so that was a good connection. So I highly recommend getting this book. And like I said, I am going to buy it on Amazon, and I am going to keep it because it was amazing. So I really am big on pop culture and literature and literacy into social studies, because read alouds are awesome for English language learners. Because they need to hear the vocabulary, and they're also awesome for everyone, because when you get to upper grades, a lot of people think you shouldn't still be reading aloud, which false, you should be. And I also do a lot of acrostic poems. I'm all about the acrostics. I made this one up. to go along with the Roaring 20s, and this is part of my choice board, and they have to really think outside of the box to do that. So, like I said, just think about how you could probably start a lesson with a song, a pop culture song, and if you have a question and you can't think of a song that might work for social studies content, then let me know, because I could probably think of something, because I'm an ideas person. I'm not a data person. I'm all about the ideas. So, like I said, check out Sorry, this is a weird email about dry ice. I don't know what that is. But like I said, I'm Andrea Runnels. I blog at runningthingswithrunnels.com. And I hope that you guys pop into the blab tonight. And if you can't, then I look forward to seeing you again in another Periscope. Thank you for watching. Let me around to my Gatsby picture. No, let me put it on Ella, because I just love this book. Thank you for watching.